Ass out the bed, man. Wake it up. It's a quiet war going on if you ain't know. If y'all didn't know that. If y'all thought it was a game out here. I'm gonna talk right now. I know it's a little late right now, but I gotta talk to y'all. I had this on my mind. First off, I want y'all to hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. We're gonna get this thing rolling. I want people to understand that certain things that we deal with on a daily basis, we don't have to. And the reason we deal with them because they've been put into play for us to be distracted from what's really going on. And when you hear somebody talk about what's really going on, you don't want to hear that shit because it's too many distractions around. You don't really gotta hear it because you can go watch a movie, you can turn the TV on. But anyway, we're gonna get on why distractions have became attractions. Now, I want y'all to understand something before I get started. This is not a biased conversation. This is for everybody. I know I talk a lot of black power. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, though. I'm always black first because we, black people, we the most distracted motherfuckers on planet Earth. So we need to get it together. But for all people, all governments, all sources of power, especially if it's corrupt, especially like China, this communists, they use distractions to keep you away from focusing on them. Because just imagine if all the people focused on who was in charge and what they was doing and where they lived and how they moved, where they be, they wouldn't be able to hide. They wouldn't be able to run. It wouldn't be nowhere for them to go. They would always have the public eye on them. But since we got so many distractions around, we don't think about who's in charge. And when you hear about who's in charge, it really don't matter anyway. Then the people who's really in charge, they give you a person on TV to look at and think or believe that they're in charge. So you don't really think about it. Too many distractions. So first I want to define what a distraction is. I know we all know what a distraction is. We've been knowing this since adolescence. We've been knowing this since we was kids. So I like to break down definitions so we can understand where we starting from. You understand? We can know where we going. Now distraction is nothing but a thing that prevents someone from giving a full attention to something. That's all it is. That's just the basic definition of it. But we know what that is. We know what a distraction is. It says extreme agitation of the mind and the emotions. So it's fucking with your mind, fucking with your emotions. Distractions can fuck. You know what I'm saying? It can be anything. Most of the most movies and stuff you see, anything you see. Anytime somebody needs to make a move, they always need a great distraction. Something that they can keep the enemy distracted away from, so they can go behind their back and do something. That's what's going on right now. That's what the hell going on with the public everywhere. So if you deal with corruption in your country, like we do in America, I don't care what you say. And shout out to Donald Trump because he putting that shit on blast. I don't fuck with white folks like that. I don't trust y'all politicians like that. But Trump is the first president I've ever heard, other than JFK, which I wasn't born, but I heard a little stuff. That's why they shot him. But Trump saying some things that I didn't hear Obama say. Trump is saying some things to these people I've never heard no president say. He calling out corruption. He telling you the news fake. He trying to lock Hillary Clinton ass up. He know they some pedophiles. Know they doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing. And he really in there trying to figure out why so much corruption going on. And what's going on? He letting the public know he in there working. He in there pointing motherfuckers out. What y'all doing? Who is that? Who hired her? Who she worked? He's not distracted. And I see Trump doing it. I'm not no Trump supporter. I don't give a fuck about this country. That's why I say white people, y'all can have y'all country. But it just does my heart good to see white people checking their own people. You understand what I'm saying? So when we move on to our country, y'all got a good guy. Y'all got Trump. We're gonna have our own country. Trump probably wouldn't even mind, long as we spending money together. He don't give a fuck. But anyway, all that is a distraction. Politics and all that shit is a distraction. I'm gonna explain. Amusement, entertainment, pastime, game, occupation, music, museums, anything that is outside of the basic needs for humanity. You understand? The basic needs for humanity, food, water, clothes, shelter, land, education, healthcare, things like that. Everything you need to survive. That's what's important. Now, the reason I say that is because the people that are in control of the land, the food, the resources, they're corrupt. That's what I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to explain this to y'all. That's why we need to get away from these distractions so we can pull back the curtains and see who doing this, who's the corrupt people that's in charge, so we can move them out the way and we can put some more people in there. You understand? That's what we doing this for. That's what the woke movement is about. And for black people to understand, we need our own nation. And when we get our own nation, we need to remove our corrupt black people that's out here. These I ain't gonna say no names. I don't want motherfuckers jumping on, but it's some corrupt Negroes out here. It's still house niggas that's alive. So we gotta move them out the way. So the importance of these distractions, like I say, is for the powers, the elite, to write up their policies and go along with their agenda behind the public's back. They don't have to let the public know exactly what they're doing because everybody's distracted. Now, if y'all want an example, y'all can go read back. You know, for all my white people, y'all go read back on the Roman days. They teach about how the king and Caesar them used what they call, what they used to fight to the death and shit. They used that to entertain the people, the gladiators and all that shit. They used that to entertain the people so they wouldn't focus on what the politicians was doing, what the kings was doing, what the monarchs was doing. And since they didn't, the kings and the elite could do exactly what they wanted to do with the public. Force them into whatever, you know, have them bow down to certain policies, certain rules, certain laws, certain taxes, all that. So all that has to do with power, all these distractions. They have to do with who's in control. All right? Now, colonial powers use media to distract the people and from disturbing their agenda, like I say. And these colonial powers still control America. You know, Queen Elizabeth and all these people, they spend millions of dollars on entertainment. The news. Trump be coming out saying that the news is nothing but entertainment. It's nothing. When y'all sit up and watch news, CNN and all that, yeah, they be having some true stories sometimes. The actual stories, the actual shit that be happening. But not 95% of that shit be bullshit. 95% of the shit you see on TV be some bullshit. The truth be in the movies and in the cartoons and stuff. They be showing you them subliminal messages about what's really going on. But if you don't understand that, if you're too distracted, if you're just in the movie or if you're just watching the cartoon, you will miss it. You will miss the whole message. This not really for you. But the reason for all of the reason I want people to understand that these distractions have become attractions. You know, I want you to understand that you cannot reach your higher self. We as a people, it don't matter what color you is for real, but especially us black people, we cannot reach our higher self living in that corrupt government. You can't. Think about it. You can't reach your higher self as a people with a corrupt monarch, a corrupt power structure. One we've been asking shit to, we try to do this, try to do that. You gotta go through this door, you gotta go through that door and see that guy. It's a corrupt system we live in. We try to do something. You can reach your higher self as high as you can get individually. But as a people, as a whole, we can't reach our higher. We can't be on that level of the greatest country in the world. How is America the greatest country in the world? How are these countries great? Because they the most corrupt? I don't understand. So once we get rid of these distractions, we can see this. We can start pulling back the veil. We can really pinpoint who's in charge and who's doing what. We don't need to focus on a basketball game, the new fashion that's coming out, the new movie that's coming out. All this stuff is good, you know, music and all this. All this stuff is good, but they're being used as distractions, and they became attractions. We focus on them too much, especially black people. We focus on music too much. We focus on cars and clothes, and we focus on material shit too much. That stuff is good, but we're not focused on running our economy or who's in charge of our economy. Or when we hear about corruption, we don't want to hear nothing about it because we too religious. Religion is a distraction. All right? Y'all are so attracted to that. It's even though subconsciously, somewhere in the back of your head, you know Christianity was beaten to us. We wasn't no Christians. We didn't believe that stuff, no matter what you hear about over in Africa or over here. We were converted into Christians. There is no man in the sky. Religion is a distraction. Okay? Distractions have become attractions. And until you break these distractions, you will not be attracted to what's important. Who controls your food? Money. We complain a lot about chem clouds, GMO food, these clothes, that clothes, but who control them? We don't. We don't focus on that. Cause why? I'm gonna go do this. Shoot, I'm finna run over here to what you call it. Shoot, I'm gonna go over here to. Shit, I'm gonna go to the game. Shit, I'm finna go watch the. Shit, I'm finna go play the PlayStation. I'm finna go get on the. I'm finna run to the movies. All these things are distractions. Now you feel certain things that are distractions, like sports, for instance. Man, we dedicate our life to that. And I can speak on that because I used to be a diehard basketball. I feel like basketball was the only way. It's a distraction. If more of us, like I said, these distractions, they're not good. We need to focus more on what's really going on. If more of us wanted to be engineers, politicians, presidents, tried to veer off and be segregated and have our own thing, inventors and all that, instead of majority of us focusing on basketball, cars, and money, and we'll be a whole different race of people. But we're too distracted. This music, y'all just seen it, man. Music is getting worse. The mainstream music is getting worse and worse. It's a distraction. The movies, all these slave movies, Django and 12 Years Slave, all this stuff, it's a distraction. All right? We can make good movies that don't have to be distractions. They can be educational and inspirational. We can make good movies. But these certain movies that these people, these colonial powers are putting out is a distraction, y'all. We don't argue with corruption. We don't want to. That's why I say majority of these countries, everything, man, and then majority of the companies that run the media, they all in cahoots with each other. It's like 2 or 3 companies that run all the news and all that. They corrupt. They don't want you to know what's really going on. Just like YouTube. If you come on here talking about, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like I said, if we focused on them, they wouldn't have nowhere to run. If people hear about injustice shit, people hear about killing, people hear about kids getting kidnapped, people hear about so much corruption and cruelty stuff going on in America, but we don't stop and focus on it because it's too many distractions. We don't even know who's really in charge of this country. As a majority, as a people, y'all don't know. If you know, comment and tell me who really controls this country. Because you don't know. I don't know. Because it's full of corruption. All right? But until we remove these distractions and stop letting them letting distractions become attractions for us, step away from trying to just focus on, oh yeah, I'm going to try to do, man, fuck that. What's going on? Who in charge? Who running this? Let's knock at the door and see what's going on in here. Let's walk in. Hey, what's going on? Let's focus on what's really going on and get away from these distractions. Wake the fuck up, for real.